Hello everybody, this is Antiochos Megos here with a 3 versus 3 commentary battle. Today we're on the patch and we've got some classic Rome Total War players here. We've got Titan's Beast manning the SPQR faction on my left. Myself, your pal Antiochos Megos with, you guessed it, the Seleucids, 5 Cataphracts, 1 Chariot, 3 Archers, 11 Silver Shield Pikemen. This time I have updated my spending a little bit. I have a lot of gold 2 pikes, some gold 1 instead of gold 2 cataphracts, and 1 chariot to save a little money, while still having stopping power and a little morale depletion of the enemy. And last but certainly not least, hiding in the woods, we have classic pike player Cleomenes III. As Macedon, he's got 6 companion cavalry. I forget the rest of his army though, but I'm seeing that he has at least some Cretan archers. I want to say he has 2 Cretan archers, 12 pikes. I forget exactly what he takes, but it's something close to that. But I think he has also 6 cav. Again, I could be wrong. Looks like his whole army's in the bushes, so we're going to have to wait and see. A surprise when he pops out. With Beast, I think we have 14-6. He's got the signature Legionary First Cohort. Always good to see a Legionary First Cohort, because I think when the game is really dicey, when you're down to whatever units start breaking and mass routing, and morale's a big issue, like at the end game when both sides are tired and have few units, this Legionary First Cohort I think really can tip the scales in your favor a bit. And of course it's always nice to have a chariot to help do that too. Typical, very common game these days where, I'm triple speeding and it still seems like it's taken forever to start. Although it looks like that's my fault a little bit because I'm still deploying. Haha. But anyway, there we go. So I think Cleo has 5 cav? I guess 5 cavalry. 2 archers. And look at the enemy team here. We've got LANDO here, a very old player, with his signature Julii Romans there. It looks like he's got 3 Archer Auxilia, 5 Praetorian Cavalry. It's going to give him 11 or 12 Urbans there. Then we've got Royer, taken 6 Praetorian Cavalry, and it seems to be it seems as though he has taken Urbans and a Legionary First Cohort. I don't think he has any archers. And finally, we've got Spartan Commander, who is not commanding Spartans. He is commanding the Sacred Band Hoplites. Pretty strong choice. It'll help counter the infantry of both myself and Cleomenes III. Only thing to look out for is that he doesn't have many cavalry. Sometimes he has some cavalry hiding in the woods somewhere. And his units are vulnerable to Pila as well as Cataphracts. Cataphracts can kill Sacred Band not as easily as they can kill Urbans, but they do very well against Sacred Band if they get a good charge with support from other elements. So as you can see here, one thing I'd like to notice about this battle is that Cleo and I are staying kind of hugging each other with our infantry. I'm being very mobile with the Cataphracts. I am way ahead of the rest of the armies here, just sort of keeping a menacing presence, I guess, right on the flanks of these enemies, preventing Royer from thinking about doing anything fancy with his cavalry. If Royer tries to support LANDO, then this entire army needs to be covered by Sacred Band, and they have to really be a little bit defensive and can't really send everything in against these pikes. Although, in the hands of excellent players, Rome and Carthage should make quick work of this infantry. Might take a little bit longer with Cleo's infantry since it's royals with bigger shields, and he also has very good upgrades on his infantry. My infantry isn't badly upgraded either. It's got a lot of gold 2 units hanging out in the back. But it should win overall. Without cav support, though, the Cataphracts would definitely even it out, though. Cleo is going to send his 5 companions over to assist Beast, and while he does that, my Cataphracts are going to sort of drift. They're going to stay behind these armies here, always just being a very flexible threat. Archers I sort of forfeit. I just want to distract the enemy a bit, make him pay attention to something else as much as I can. Kind of break up the focuses here. Cleo's harassing archers. It's going to help us in the archer war a little bit. And I am completely behind all three armies with my cavalry. Chariots, main thing I'm trying to do with my chariots is not really use them so much as just to help drop the morale of the enemy that beast attacks, give them a little bit of an edge. It'll definitely help make units start routing. It's not close enough to affect this area of the battle at all, but looks like Beast did destroy an entire unit of urbans. It's down to 4 men, so he completely annihilated that unit. He's got a lot of urbans flanking here, doing really, really nice damage with his Pila, forcing Lando back. Lando's in a very precarious situation here. Chariots are closing in, meaning his morale is about to drop. Cataphracts are here, ready to stop Royer from helping. And Beast is going to seize the initiative here, and he's going to start being very aggressive with his cavalry. Looks like Lando is trying to Pila his cavalry, and he does get some very good kills on it, routing 1 cavalry unit there. So, Lando's done very well with his Pila defensively, but it looks like he has overextended with that charge, and Beast is in a really great place to charge him from just multiple angles. We've got Cleo even supporting here. Beast is going to throw in all urbans. The chariot closes in, and that collapses his morale. I think that chariot did a little bit to help, but it was mainly Beast's charge was excellent. His counter charge against Lando. Lando sort of made a mistake and left him open to getting charged through like that, and then all Beast had to do after routing his cav was just surge the urbans in. Lots of arrows in support, Cleo in support, chariots nearby. Here we go, Royer tries to do something, but he gets blocked by the Cataphracts, as you can see. And he's unable to recover the battle here, so Spartan Commander's in a 3 versus 1 on infantry. Royer is losing his cavalry. This chariots here killed 1 cavalry. The Cataphracts, 4 Cataphracts are fighting 5 Praetorians now. Chariot killed 1 other Praetorian, and 1 Cataphract is fighting 2 Urbans, so it's very efficient numerical engagement here. This Chariot's doing a great job of, with the Cataphracts winning combat and that Chariot nearby, they're doing a great job of just getting rid of a lot of units here. It also doesn't help that Lando's mass rout is also dropping the morale of his allies. Over here, Cleo has surged really far forward, and he's kind of snagged up Spartan Commander. Spartan Commander tries to send in a massive, Sacred Band attack to try to stop Cleo, but he's got Beast right behind him, and he needs to turn his pikes around. He's all really blobbed and mushed up here. Even I have pikes helping out Cleo a little bit. It's really, really awkward for him to defend himself against that. He's going to start to rout. Royer, meanwhile, got cut off by the Silver Shield Pikemen. Cataphracts came in and attacked. He's also in a terrible position here. He's very blobbed up. Can't move, can't do anything, really. He's just sort of got to hope he wins the battle. Got Chariots and Cataphracts winning combat. Beast even helping with a couple Urbans here. And with the Silver Shield Pikemen and Cataphracts Beast sandwich, Royer is dead, and right around that same time, looks like Beast and Cleo and 2 Silver Shield Pikemen do the same thing to Spartan Commander, so they sort of... Last 2 armies really get crushed at the same exact time in a very similar way, just sort of really surrounded with elements of all of our armies helping each other out. So really good coordination and team effort there from the Greco-Titan Antiochos team here. Even the poor Urbans can't get away from the wrath of these Cretans and regular archers here. It's just a devastating killing field in all ways you can see. And that's the end of that battle. It's just a classic heroic victory right there. Royer and Lando, depressing kills. Lando with under 400, Royer with less than 300. Spartan Commander just under 800 kills there. Most kills go to Titan's Beast, by far the most aggressive player in this game here. Usually the most aggressive player. Second highest go to me. I did kill pretty much an entire Rome. And then a little bit more. And Cleo didn't get a lot of kills, but he was pretty important, especially for routing Spartan Commander. So kills are deceptive here. Cleo was absolutely integral to how fast and decisive this battle was, as you saw. And we're just going to look at the kill stats here. Beast's Urbans did superb. His cavalry has similar kills as my Cataphracts, as you can see. Actually, I'd say more overall. I don't know how, but it looks like my Scythe Chariot's got 361 kills. That is the most kills I've ever seen from a Scythe Chariot and I don't usually take chariots a lot. I've only started taking one recently. That's unbelievable. I don't know how on earth I possibly managed to rack that kill count up with one chariot. I guess they're just really good at killing. Wow. So yeah, but beast cav kills are very impressive. Everything's, except for this one cav that died early, is over 150, which is pretty solid. And I followed my pattern here. The general cavalry that I take, Antiochos cavalry, I call him, 166, led the attack. It's kind of weird how that always happens. But yeah, that's battle 1. So let's go to battle 2. Second battle that we played. I called it Rufel 2. This battle is a little bit more complicated here. So in this battle, Titan's Beast is going to be Carthage. He's going to be pretty crazy with it. I decide to command Macedon, and Cleo is... sorry, it's really late. Cleo is Pontus. And we've got Lando on our team this time, and he's going to be the SPQR. Enemy team, as you can see, this is the patch, so they have Macedon as well. We have an enemy Macedon and an enemy Pontus mirroring our factions. I think they have a Greek cities also, and if I'm not mistaken, they have Greek cities, Pontus, they have Julii. I think they have one more, forgetting what it was, might be another Rome. We'll see. Forget what their fourth faction was. They could very well have been 2 Romes, Pontus, and Greece. No, it was Rome, Pontus, Greece, and Macedon. Those are their 4 factions, yeah. Silly me. So we have to fight mirror armies. It gets kind of confusing because a lot of stages in the battle, it's just kind of a little bit tricky to figure out what unit I'm fighting, especially because Cleo's going to end up directly fighting the Pontus commanded by Varus. And even as I try to go and support him, I get a little bit... It takes a little bit of time for me to realize what units are actually Cleo's and what units are actually Varus, based on what my attack button, my cursor button says that I can attack. So I do think that the game could benefit from a little shading, different shading. It's just like the brain, you know, it just really messes you up when you can't instantly discern what units are. You know, like there's a lot of times in this battle where I think that Macedon's Cretans are my Cretans and whatnot. So here we go. Spartan Commander is the other Macedon. Varus is the other Pontus. Royer is Rome, and CTG is going to be Sparta. So we're not facing each other whatsoever, and it looks like Cleo left a chariot here, chariot archer. Well, at least they can't go amok. But yeah, we decided not to deploy right in front of them because there is this slight elevation that would hurt us. Beast made that call; it was pretty smart. So we decided to just deploy it far to our right. And so in this patch, there's actually no stamina, so you can just run and run and run and run, and it doesn't affect your... You can run and fight forever. It does not affect your unit's capabilities in the long run whatsoever, so we can afford to just run the whole game and then fight like we're fresh at the end. Varus is trying to screen with some chariots here, but we have a very good force of archers, so it's not going to be very easy for him to stick around for long. He's going to get pushed back. BH team simply rotates around to face our incoming movement. Again, Varus with some chariot archers, really fanned out there. Cleo's chariots are very far back, just wisely keeping them in the reserve. Doesn't want to waste them. And we're just running up a storm here. Well, I guess one good thing I like about this no stamina battle is that you just kind of get into the action really fast. You're not walking, you're not like, you know, being conservative with movements to save stamina for when the combat happens. You're just kind of able to just get right in there, position as you need to. A little bit fun, gets more fast paced. Like by now we'd definitely be winded. And we wouldn't want to be this close to them winded because they just stood there. But it doesn't matter, obviously. Looks like Varus is trying to get around us. It's also annoying. So I think Varus ends up like staying here the whole battle because he ends up fighting Cleo in what looks like this. Yeah, I think Cleo is gonna just mirror Varus because Varus can get behind me if Julia and the Spartans both attack me. It would be very bad, and Varus could get right behind me, cut me off. So it's pretty wise of Cleo with Lando sort of nearby to just kind of keep Varus in check. So there's going to be a a perfectly even Pike versus Pike battle going on in the woods, which is frustrating because honestly, I would hate managing this battle in these trees. It'd just be so confusing. Meanwhile, Beast, in his signature style, decides to go for a direct, all-out attack with his Sacred Band. He is not going to fuck around. He's just going to literally send everything in and try to destroy Spartan Commander's Macedon. Myself, also with Macedon, I'm going to hang out on the flank, make sure Royer doesn't get any wise ideas. I'm also going to send in a couple pikes to help give him a little bit of support. Varus's chariots are a bit of a problem for our position here. We have everything engaged, and we don't want him sticking around. Cleo is going to send in him some chariots of his own, and he's going to try to just cancel out. Looks like basically he's just sending everything in, and he's just going to cancel Varus out completely. So that's what's going on here. And it's very confusing. You gotta like look over names, but it looks like Cleo sort of pulled out of that. I send in my companions, and I don't actually charge much, and it looks like a lot of chariots just routed. So every chariot that Varus routed or took casualties in is pretty much going to be lost long term and going to go amok. Same thing for Cleo, but it looks like Cleo still has chariots in reserve, which is very good for him. Looks like our armies have sort of bunched up, and Beast is withering away here on this flank of the little battle. He's fighting two armies all alone. Lando throwing in Pila, so he's not totally alone because Lando's is kind of helping out there, and I am sort of I'm pinning down some of Macedon with my royals here against Spartan Commander. So because of that, I not only charge Spartan Commander's companion cavalry with a little 1-2 combination here. Again, it's very confusing. I can't tell who am I and who is Spartan Commander. Even if you can, put your cursor over it, it's just hard to see. But with my little slice charge in the side, Spartan Commander's cavalry will all rout. Also, of course, Lando's helping. That threat is going to cause CTG to turn around and give Beast a little bit of breathing room on this flank where he's really weak. I'm going to start to send in Royals really aggressively here to sort of give Beast a little bit of a hand. One good thing about Beast's all-out attack is that he doesn't have to worry about stamina, so no matter how long he does this, his units are always going to be in the same condition. It's really just the casualties he takes that's going to matter. Meanwhile, Royer over here trying to just wipe Lando out, trying to just knock him out of the field with some cavalry. And because there's no cavalry here in support, it looks like he's going to just sort of slowly accumulate kills. We're trying to desperately get our cavalry behind, do something about this infantry battle. And if we look, let's try to examine what's going on over here with Cleo and Varus. Super confusing because it's the trees and all the units look exactly the same, but it looks like Varus may have a tiniest bit of an elevation advantage here where he's engaged. Classic Pike versus Pike, Sarissa versus Sarissa battle here. Cleo's getting some good angles here on some of those pikes, kind of forcing Varus to be boxed up. But Varus looks like Varus is also on the flank here, and he might have like a tiny bit of an advantage with that terrain. I don't think it would make too much of a difference though. For me, yeah, he definitely has like a hill advantage a little bit on Cleo, so if he presses, he might get the better of some of Cleo's units. I do detect an elevation edge for Varus a little bit. It's also just like, yeah, you gotta really have the camera like this to micro battle like that. Cleo's chariots are still held in reserve, so hopefully they'll be very useful later on in the battle. Lando and myself have brought our cavalry to bear here. Spartan Commander sort of sacrificing the last of his little companions that have come back. A muck chariot Cleo devastating the rear of our line, but looks like it goes away. And Royer is completely surrounding us. This is a super dangerous situation for us. What I'm doing with my Cretans is I'm just shooting the Urbans. It's the only thing I can do in my position here. Lando and I try to really get all the way around. If I was Spartan Commander, I'd screen Royer with these Royals, just to try to stop our cav from charging the back of him. Cleo tries to send a chariot, but it just does something. It does stop Royer from surrounding us a little bit. As you can see, if you look at the way this infantry battle is going right here, CTG still has a pretty strong position. It looks like most of Spartan Commander's Royals that were on this side were killed. So I'm sending in my Royals very aggressively here. We've sort of replaced Beast on this flank with a couple of units that he's lost. Lando and myself sort of taken over. Beast is still pretty... well, he's actually pretty mostly dead on this flank, as you could look at the actual numbers of his units. But he's very alive and well on the other side, where he's been fighting Macedon. So it's pretty much Lando and myself with a thin line of units fighting off all these Spartans of CTG. CTG is obviously pressing back, trying to kill our units. Spartan Commander still has a lot of Royals in reserve, and it looks like Beast has taken a lot of casualties on the majority of his units here. So it's going to be up to me and Lando to sort of carry the infantry battle soon enough. Meanwhile, over here, Lando sort of ignoring this cavalry. I don't agree with this move. I understand he's trying to kill the general, but I think this cavalry right now is a bigger threat. And that's what my companions go in to do. They sort of do a nice countercharge right into these Praetorian cav, as you can see. And Lando is actually in a great place here because we've got Roy really sandwiched here. Shooting arrows right into the backs of his cav as much as we can. General died. And Cleo comes at the perfect time with a scythe chariot. I keep my companions locked in combat. And Royer is taking devastating losses here. With that general dead, with that charge that the companions got through. Surrounded with some urbans. He's going to start taking archer fire right into the backs of his blobbed urbans. And then Lando with a little finisher there. They've lost Royer, which is a really big blow to their momentum. They had a really great position right there, and it's just been lost. Cleo has kind of lost control of this chariot, and it's running through our units, goes amok at a horrible, devastating time. It's going to cause some damage, but luckily it kind of fucks off. So that's things as it stands. My companions were mostly sacrificed in this charge. We've got just sort of Lando as the cavalry unit. Again, Beast and I making really great progress as we attack these Spartans. Cleo's chariot comes in and tries to help CTG win the battle. Not Cleo's fault, obviously. We needed him to use that chariot, or Royer might have won. So it went amok, and now, it just went out of control, but eventually it just dies. Lando coming in with more powerful cavalry attacks against CTG. It looks like CTG Spartans just took way too much attrition fighting Beast and the Royals. And although they did a lot of damage, they just cannot really seem to get through the final line of Royal Pikemen. So with this sort of combination of infantry here, CTG's not really able to do much. Spartan Commander can't help a lot because, which is a pretty smart move. He wants to keep a lot of Royals facing backwards so that our cavalry can't just, charge and wipe out the enemy. It obviously means, of course, his Royals can't help CTG. Lando's got a very good, strong attack of urbans with 4 urbans here. Getting these pikes in a very awkward position. They should win combat. If we look at this woods battle here, it looks like VARUS has not been really involved much in the battle. Thanks to Cleo, sort of keeping him occupied. Cleo's doing a great job surviving considering the slight hill disadvantage that he's at. Still got chariots alive. But Varus over here has chariot archers that have just been shooting. Definitely been shooting Cleo in the back. And trying to maybe make this chariot go amok here. Cleo's in a pretty healthy position here, but with this hill advantage that Varus has, it's going to be really hard for him to last too long. Especially, I see some areas where Varus might, create gaps in Cleo's formation and start to really do him in here. But Cleo, it looks like Cleo's got free bronze shields that can just sort of wrap up Varus back here if he isn't careful. Varus, however, does have a lot of reserves that are healthy, so interesting to see how this goes. Both of their generals look like they're facing each other. So that's actually interesting. I didn't really look at what happened in this battle too much, but over here I think the infantry battle is about to be... well, we end up winning, mainly thanks to Lando's urbans and his cavalry that's still alive. He does a lot of good things with his units here. And our archers also whittle everybody to death. So Varus over here with some envelopments going on here. Definitely gonna beat these bronze shields of Cleo downhill if he pushes enough. Looks like he got one bronze shield right into Cleo's. There's like a gap here going on for Cleo, so this bronze shield is gonna do a lot of damage to him. And it seems as though Varus is pushing in. And again, with that hill advantage, these completely even units that he has should just win the battle for him. So Cleo's chariot has lost one man. It means at any point it can just go amok. If you look over here, Varus just keeps pounding away. Looks like a general's died. Varus just keeps pounding away at his cavalry against Spartan Commander and CTG, and there's not a lot they can do, so we end up just winning. But Beast has very little left. I have a little bit more. None of us have a lot left. So it's going to be what goes on here is going to be critical. And you see that downhill advantage. Beast's infantry just routes, especially because his general's dead. So without a general, Cleo is going to have a hard time surviving at this juncture. He's doing really well against Varus on the other side, though. But Varus has excellent positioning right here, and Cleo's units are not in a great place to sort of recover and defend themselves. Even if he tries to get away, his pikes might just rout in the process of taking casualties, as you can see. So right as we won, it looks like Cleo sort of lost it to the terrain issue. But he's still holding on with a couple of units left. And it's difficult to it's also just, it's difficult to work in the trees when your units all look identical. It gets kind of confusing. Raining down arrows against Varus here with my Cretan archers. So his bronze shield pikes, no matter what upgrades they have, they're going to be very vulnerable to that archer fire. And he's going to start taking casualties very quickly from my Cretans. Just trying to save Cleo's life here. Got companions coming in. Didn't mean to do that. But it is going to force Varus to use less material on just, completely crushing Cleo. And more so just sort of prevent his rear from getting, collapsed. Got a chariot attack from Cleo. Seems to falter because Varus has so many reserves. So my royals have come in, and they're going to assist Cleo here. We're going to start getting really good angled attacks against the infantry of Varus. I'm just going to push in with them. Arrows just shooting into Varus's backs here. There's nothing he can really do about it. He's just going to accept the casualties. We're going to try to reverse his fortunes as much as we can. All these units were over 100 men, and the archers alone have whittled them down to like below the 90s. Cleo is still taking massive losses, though. Seems like a chariot just killed an amok chariot from Cleo just killed my general. But my Macedonians are still holding. They've all got very good upgrades on them, so just trying to remain threatening on an angle so that Varus can't. Nothing Varus can do to attack. And it looks like Varus has he's suffering the same fate Cleo suffered, because where I came in to assist, I've got the hill advantage, and I've also got superior shielding on my infantry, so Varus is not going to be able to hold too long under sustained missile fire like that with a superior armored pikeman unit attacking him from down the hill, or from uphill rather. These units just slowly kind of get crunched away. Cleo still has a chariot archer that's also... He's just going to lose all of his... As you can see, he's just losing all of his men to pure missile fire. He can box, but his units are thin. He is taking huge, huge casualties from just missile fire. There's nothing he can really do. And Lando has an overwhelming force of urbans just by himself, even without my infantry helping. My infantry slowly grinding him down. Little companion charge. It went right in the front of pikes and still caused a rout. Then Lando does a charge of his own. Really, really nice sort of incision there. And that missile fire was just way too much for Pontus at the end. So, even though Varus did technically beat Cleo in this little wooded hill area that he had, he himself was attacked and destroyed by missiles and the hill advantage. So, by our victorious forces elsewhere, and we had just enough to do it. So that ends the battle in our favor. Definitely wasn't a heroic, but yep. So my kills mainly due to taking over from Beast. Beast lost. Well, he caused a very good initial engagement, but he fought two armies alone, basically, with support. So it was up to me and Lando to hold them off at the end, and I think I got most kills because I killed some Spartans, I killed Macedonians, I charged Rome, killed a bunch of routing units there, and then at the end I slowly killed a bunch of Bronze Shield Pikes from Varus. So Varus and I got top kills. Varus got a lot of kills because he fought Cleo from up a hill. And that's that. Captain Aradeos. Wow, Royal got 203 kills. 200, wow. Pretty impressive kills. Nothing tops that 300 whatever kill chariot that I had last game, though. Alright, last game of the evening. So, Spartan Commander described this battle as, oh, it's just a bit hilly. And in my opinion, it's a roller coaster of hills. Like, this is more than just a bit hilly. This is like the pits of Tartarus here with massive volcanic elevations here. I mean, let's look at that. Just a bit hilly. I mean, geez. Just a bit, you say. This is quite the British understatement there. But the hill does not stop us, does not deter us, and it shapes up to be quite a cracking battle, I must say. So Cleo left, and we ended up with Varus on our team. He's taken the Greeks. It looks like he's taken a force of armored hoplites. This is probably my favorite looking unit in the whole game, is the armored hoplite. I think it looks better than Carthage just because of the way that the colors and everything look on the faction. And I'm getting really nice close-ups. I can't help it but to take screenshots. I mean, they just look so amazing. Those Corinthian helmets are iconic and legendary. I just love the way the armored hoplites look at that. Oh my god. Screenshot. It doesn't look human whatsoever. But I am getting the perfect close-ups on these beautiful armored hoplites. Wow. Yeah, the Urbans don't look anywhere near as majestic. They look like alcoholics in their 40s and 50s. Should have retired a long time ago. But anyway. So, just this slightly hilly map here. The BH team, all three of them are in one giant blob. And they're going to attack this holding force that Beast has left here. I really think Varus needs to get in gear and save these poor Urbans. I don't know how they're going to last against this. CTG's cavalry and his Urbans are all sort of attacking here. We've got Royer, who's taking Gaul. I think he has 20 infantry here, all in Warcry mode. He's going to take the hill, sort of hold it. And it doesn't look like Beast cares at all. He thinks his units are superior, and it won't matter that he's fighting uphill. Doesn't matter that CTG can charge him downhill at all. Beast just decides to go for Baroque really, and just decides to try to master out Royer. And it looks like he does that, and CTG gets a very good counter charge in. The angle that CTG has is really good. It would theoretically kill a lot of Beast's cavalry, but I think sort of the mix of beasts, Urban's just punching through like that, and the route that Beast sort of started, plus chariots. My chariots are really close by here. Just created this irreversible mass route, and against all the odds, Beast has audaciously taken the initiative, once again, as he always does. And in this battle, he just completely causes a disaster single-handedly for the enemy team. Yes, I'm in support, but I think that was really more Beast that initiated that whole thing. These units are in a huge blob. They're barely stopping the Silver Shield Pikemen. I didn't even really go in phalanx in time. And just a mass rout of all those Gauls. So this is a disaster for Gaul. An entire horde of Galatian units has just been annihilated. There's a lot of widows and orphan children now back in Gaul. Just thanks to the audacious assault by Beast, and probably a little help from chariots that I'm always keep nearby Beast, because I know the way Beast plays. If you just give him a chariot and just leave it there, the shit that he does sometimes, it's just going to tip the balance and cause a mass rout. So over here, as you can see, this is a Sparta versus Sparta. We've got Spartan Commander against Varus clashing. It's actually easier to tell because Varus has armored hoplites and a few Spartans, and Spartan Commander has, well, just Spartans. So this is a very epic and intense, chaotic, messy battle here of units mushed up into each other. As you can see here, all of CTG's cav was wiped out. All of Gaul wiped out, getting killed to the last man by some Silver Shield Pikemen. A line of Silver Shield Pikemen here attacking the back of CTG with Spartan Commander totally committed here. It's kind of a mess. Beast hasn't even thrown his Pila yet. He killed all of Aurora without throwing a single shot. Now he's just lobbing it all into the backs of CTG. Two cataphracts have begun to engage. Gold, gold 1, gold, gold 2 ones. Destroying some urbans from CTG, and look at what Beast is doing with his cav there. With a chariot nearby, menacingly. Frightened by chariots. They're close enough that they're causing a morale penalty to at least a sector of this army. There's so many things going on with morale, it's hard to tell definitively, but the chariots are definitely causing a bit of a dismay here to help us out. So I'm not even going to use them. I'm just going to keep them close. And Silver Shields and Urbans lock in, totally sandwiching these armies here. Beast comes in, charges through Pila, getting thrown. So armor-piercing units, cav charge, Pila, massive drop in numbers, losing combat everywhere. Chariots kind of close by, surrounded. Yeah, it's just that's a very fast rout. Very quick conclusion to this battle. That hill defense from Gaul did not do anything, did not stop or deter Beast whatsoever. He just went right up the hill, said fuck you, and killed every single Gaul. And that really was a disaster for this enemy's attack here. So you can tell the difference between Varus and Spartan Commander's units because only Spartan Commander's units are routing, and CTG is not far behind him. So that is a victory for the Armored Hoplite side. Mainly thanks to Beast, I'd say. That's definitely one of Beast's highlight reels right there. With almost 1,700 kills. Royer didn't really do much to stop Beast. It just sort of routed on impact of cavalry, with CTG joining the mass rout. Spartan Commander did the best of the team. Definitely his Spartans were superior to the Armored Hoplites that they were facing. And he got very good kills for a while, but I think that, you know, 3 enemy armies on both, everybody on either side, it's just too much pressure, and he collapsed. So that's another heroic victory. Here's some kills. I wasn't really too much of the show stopper. I think that was more Beast. Beast Praetorian Cavalry got amazing kills. 211. Excellent, excellent kills. Those Gauls really didn't stand a chance against that charge. Routed on impact. Anyway, those are the battles, guys. Hope you enjoyed them, and I'll see you next time.